Good evening, my friends. God bless you. And God bless the work that you are doing in your circle. In your world today, there is such a need for people such as yourselves. There is such a need for the thoughts and the prayers that you send out. Because, as you are quite obviously aware, there is a battle going on between the forces of good and the forces of evil. And the more that Spirit reveals itself to men, the more that they try to follow in the footsteps of the Master, so the forces of darkness work even harder in order to undermine. Your world is going through chaos. Chaos of several different varieties. From the famine and the starvation in Africa, the floods in India, the devastation of the earthquakes and the volcanoes, the unrest that there is in the Middle East, the fighting between the Muslims. So many things in your world that are negative. But side by side, there is so much of good, so much of hope, so much strengthening of the links with Spirit. You must remember that always there are birth pangs, that a new age cannot come in without some violence. Events do not happen slowly. They happen in leaps and bounds. And so it is with Spirit power. When you look with a dispassionate eye at the progress that your scientists, your inventors have made over the last 100 years of your Earth time, when you think of how many things you have today that would have been unbelievable 100 years ago, you will realize that you cannot have changes of this sort in your material life without there being violent disturbances of the ether. And in those disturbances, the forces of darkness find their opportunity. At the moment, your world is suffering. But through its suffering, it will come out on the other side, wiser, stronger, and with a more developed link with Spirit. We want you to hold on to that. And always remember, as has been said to you many times before, that your knowledge of the world is derived from what you hear on your radio, what you see on your television, what you read in your newspapers. And if you were in those parts of the world where the events that cause depression take place, you would find that things would be very, very different. You cannot expect to understand. But all you can do is to make the most of every little piece of good news that comes your way. To make sure that everything that is of value is spread. To try to replace the darkness with light. And when you hear of things that seem to you to be deep, deep shadows, then try to send light out to the person involved, to the part of the world that is involved. Always thinking of Spirit as being close in order to back up your efforts. Remember, Spirit cannot work on its own. It has got to have material links upon earth in order that spirit power can manifest. And that is where little groups like yours have their part to play. Never think that any of your prayers, any of your thoughts, any of your meditation is of no value. You cannot see it, but we do. And make use of whatever we can in order to try to lighten the state of earth. Time is such a difficult factor for us to understand. And for you to understand how it functions on the spirit side. Thinking of time as being relative. We come back to you and say that we have been over the other side many years, or only a short while. But that is speaking in your time. In ours, it can be so different. And we cannot explain it. We cannot make it clear to you. Because there are concepts in spirit that are unknown upon earth. You will have to wait until you come to our side, and then you will find out for yourselves. In the meantime, make the most of your time upon earth. Take advantage of the difficulties that face you. Take advantage of every opportunity that you have of gaining experience, of gaining wisdom upon earth, experience that will be of use to you in your contacts with the Spirit. So we leave you with a blessing, that you may go forward in your circle, gaining spiritual strength, understanding, wisdom, comfort, guidance, and passing them on to those whose path crosses yours in your daily work.